Anyways, like I said before, rainbow board just means three different suits. So like this, ace of diamonds, clubs, hearts. That's a term I just wanted to get out. A slow play, I mentioned with trap. It's just slow playing a monster hand. It's just like if somebody bets out, it's just calling their bet, kind of trying to suck more people in and trap people in when you know you have a very good hand or you know you have the nuts or the stone cold nuts. It's just kind of trapping people. A suck out is when it kind of goes with bad beat. It's when you get extremely lucky when the odds are against you. Generally, I like to, again, say at least 80-20, maybe 75-25. Uh, Dog, you're only at least 75% dog, and you end up sucking out. Like ace king versus ace queen. Like I said before, if you have four cards down and you're in the lead with ace king, and then on the river they pair their queen, the only card that'll save them, that's a suck out. Same with like pocket aces. If you have like you have a straight draw, like you have 8-9, and the other person has 9-10, and you flop the nuts like what would that be, 5-6-7, and 8-9's your hand. So you flop the nuts, and then you get sucked out on the river if a like 8 came and counterfeited your 8, and then he has the highest hand with a 10 high straight. Um, so yeah, suck out's just like define the odds on. Usually the river's the worst. A turn can be a suck out as well. Usually not the flop. You usually don't use that term. A tight player and a loose player just means a tight player is conservative. They won't make bets or they won't call bets unless they usually have a made hand or a very good chance of making their hand. A loose player just means they're more aggressive. They'll throw in chips to pots where they don't have a made hand, or they're playing many different hands. They'll play like 6-8 offsuit sometimes, or 2-3 suited. That's generally a loose player trying to win hands with generally not the best starting hands, and calling bets without knowing that you have the best hand at that moment. Tilt, probably a term most of you guys know. It just means you're going to start playing poorly generally when you're on tilt. If you take a bad beat, a lot of times you go on tilt. It means you start kind of throwing away your chips. You're not thinking clearly because you got all your chips in good, say with pocket aces, and somebody had like 9-10 offsuit, and they hit a miracle straight, with like a 7-8 came on the flop, and then a jack came on the river, and you got sucked out on. It's when you get unlucky in poker generally, or sometimes if you're impatient, like you're getting bad hands and you're folding them, then after an hour and a half you're starting to get sick of it, so you start playing bad hands and raising with 2-7 offsuit, 2-8 offsuit, whatever, um, and you're not exactly thinking straight and playing proper like mathematical poker. Again, there's always times to bluff with a bad hand. I'm not saying you shouldn't maybe re-raise a couple times in your life with 2-7 offsuit. I've done it. I've bluffed people out of pots. You got to remember the people across the table that you're playing against don't know what cards you have. When you raise with 2-8 offsuit, if you're 4 betting or 5 betting, you could have pocket aces. They might not know that. I mean, if they're a good player, they might fold if you 5 bet with 2-7 offsuit. But if they do have a hand and you come across a monster like pocket kings or pocket aces, you might throw away all your stack bluffing or half your stack, trying to take their chips. So it's generally not a good play, but you do it to mix up your play. So, but yeah, tilt's just generally playing bad mathematical poker. Throwing your chips in when you're drawing dead or don't have a good chance to win the pot, because you're generally upset or you're getting impatient with the hands you're getting. UTG means under the gun, another term a lot of people don't know. If I was dealer, small blind, big blind, this guy's under the gun. The guy after the big blind, the person first to act before the other 8 players, however many you're playing with. So generally under the gun, I'll give a little tip that I probably will include or mention again in future videos. If someone raises under the gun, again, all these, I want to throw this in there as a little off topic, but all these things I'm kind of teaching you guys, if these all fall into place, mainly when you're coming across decent to good Texas Hold'em players. I mean, pros use these as well, but if you're playing against, like I said, people who have no clue what they're doing, some of these they're not going to follow these patterns and rules that I'm telling you. But anybody who decently knows the game will generally kind of follow these tips and tricks I'm telling you, and you'll be able to see what they're doing and their betting patterns and whatnot, and kind of be able to win chips off of them. But so generally, if people know what they're doing, if they raise under the gun, if I bet the blind's 5-10, so the big blind's 10. If I raise 3 times, I raise 30. I probably have a pretty strong hand because I know there's 6 or 7 people to act behind me, and I wouldn't be raising with nothing there because I know 6 or 7 people have to act. And if somebody comes across a good hand, they're going to re-raise me, and I would just be throwing away chips. Now, when you get towards the end and late position, that's when somebody could be raising with nothing. Like the small blind, say almost everybody folds, 4 people fold, there's one person called, me in the pot, and one other person. There's only 3 people in the pot. I could try and raise the not so great hand because I know there's only 3 people left, or I know only, one person called the bet, and I could try and get the other 2 out of the pot because their hands might not be too strong. So that's where position comes into play. So somebody raises early under the gun. The term also applies, like this guy's under the gun, the guy after him's under the gun +1, UTG +2, and then usually you don't do +3, but that's just a term to describe the guy right after the big blind who has to act first in the pre-flop betting. Last term that I thought you guys might need to know is wheel. A wheel just means the lowest straight possible. Aces can be low in Texas Hold'em, so think of it as a number 1. A wheel is ace, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 high straight basically is called a wheel. So that's it for the definition part. Hopefully I didn't bore you guys too much. Like I said, I try to tell you to stop watching if you weren't, if you knew these terms, the first 5 or 6. But if not, hopefully it helped you guys. It's terms that a lot of people don't know. Even if you play a little bit of Texas Hold'em, there's some advanced terms. So I'll include, maybe I'll make this the end of the video. I have no clue. If not, I'll include the next topic, which will be like calculating the odds to hit your hand. Yeah, this video is already about 16-17 minutes long, so I'm going to cut it here. So this will just be a second topic, whatever this video is called, definitions and terms. And, a few tips that I gave you, like trapping and how to trap, or this or that about some odds. But next video for sure, now that I got these out of the way, I probably maybe even could have done these before the first video because I used some advanced terms in there. Hopefully you caught them, and I try to describe them when I use them, but sometimes I just don't even think about it. So yeah, next video will be how to, well, not how to, but just the numbers of, there's basic odds like trying to hit your flush after the flop if you have 4 spades, or trying to hit your open-ended straight draw, which means like you have 2 cards to hit your straight, and just all that. I don't want to get into it now. Sorry. Thanks for watching this second topic, guys. Third topic will be out in a couple days. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see some more of this stuff, because I'll definitely be putting out some more videos. And like I said in the description of part 1 or topic 1. They will be getting more and more advanced. So I'm getting the basics out of the way, so if you're sitting here, thinking like, okay, this guy's, I know all this, I know these terms, I know what he said so far, you're probably going to know what calculating odds of hitting your hand are, at least the common hands like flush, straight, or flopping a set if you have a pocket pair, stuff like that. But after that, I'll be getting into some more advanced stuff like pot odds and how to play certain hands when other people are betting a certain amount of the pot against you, and how to gauge betting patterns and stuff like that. So it'll get more complicated as it goes on. So if this is too easy for you, watch topic 3 and topic 4 as well. I'll start getting into some cooler stuff. So thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe.